If you joined me last night, I finished the Golden Age. It's done. Hold on, forgot my water. So last night I finished the Golden Age, and this is your Chaz Mike. He gave me some coffee. I'll be having that tomorrow. I appreciate the gift. Got my water ready. I'm already thirsty. What's up? Velocity Recordings, you're first up. Love it. All right. Paul. Jeez. Paul's a member now. If you want to become a member and get exclusive stuff, I'm going to be posting some videos soon. If you sign up for membership, I have actually 3 really important things. You'll see my prototype mic in a few weeks when I get ready for that one. And then I have a super cool announcement regarding my band and a new single. And I'll do some tutorials that I'll release to my members first before they go public. So Chaz has a wicked studio in New York City, and he sent me a pair of some Cascades. So you saw me do one the other day. Massive gap, really killer mic. I have not opened up this one yet. Last night I had his Golden Age and I finished it off, put the grills on, I put it back the way it was. I twisted the XLR so it'd give a better cancellation for noise. And I put some foam in the very bottom of the electronics. I didn't put too much around it because I don't know, on heat, I don't want anything touching the electronics, but definitely the bottom, I put some of this really cool foam that I use in some of my Russian mics. And so it just stopped that, the inside cavity from just being a big open chamber. All right, so today we're doing the Fathead, a Cascade. I just want to let you know, still got this on the market. There's another Cascade called a Victor. I've already gone through this one. This one is my personal one that'll be for sale. It's $450 US only for free shipping. I'll cover insurance-wise. And this one you can see has a massive big magnet. So compared to the two, that is a 2-inch magnet. I mean 2-inch ribbon, and this is a 3-inch. Pretty much looks just like a R84. And one thing I will say about this, even though the Golden Age one I did last night was put together pretty much like an Apex 210 or Shiny Box, which was done a long time ago, it has a little bit of extra stuff in there that I think I saw that it takes high sound pressure. I think it was like 160 dBs. I don't know if that's a good thing, but they have an inside, it's kind of redundant because they have 2 levels of silk. One are on these small grills that cover the ribbon, and then you get another cage having another set of that. I kind of feel like I'll talk to him about it when he gets it back. He should, because I didn't want to change it if he's used to the sound, but I kind of feel like you should remove the inner basket that has the silk, and the mic could sound a little bit better. And once again, this one has no metal grill. It's completely opened up, and it sounds fucking beautiful. So I don't know if obviously it's sound pressure. I would use a pop filter in front of this one, but you get the sound pretty much opened up and beautiful. And his has like 1, 2, 3 layers of this silk. And I remember that was the biggest issue with some of the Apexes, why people didn't like them. So early on in like the early 2000s when they first came out, people would modify them by removing that cage, removing the silk option on the front panel, because that actually reduces boominess and low end. So once again, it's a preference. Maybe have those plates, maybe have them with on. This one, I feel personally, is completely open up, but it's also passive. His is active, which would pick up more information. So this sounds really naturally like a classic, beautiful ribbon. Paul says, I have a video confirmed for when I get the mics back. I'm gonna killer, man. Well, thank you for doing that. Yep, Absolutely, Paul. So that's it. So then I have that mic still for sale, and this one. This is a beauty. This was the donor body was a mint, brand new in the box. MXL 40 has a 5 point, almost a 5.5 gap. Beautiful ribbon all around. I tore out all the insides, and it's 100% pure silver wiring inside, which makes the top end is super fucking smooth. It's different than the normal Megami wire. So I'm selling this one still. This one is 500, shipping and insurance, U.S. only. I still got this one. I'm on the fence. I sold the first one last week, which is actually not the first one. It would be number 5. This one would be technically number 6. I'm on the fence about if I'm going to sell this. I have something I have planned for this. If I don't sell this in the next day, I'm most likely going to keep this one for something I'm going to use. But anyways, it's silver inside, has probably about 150 to 200 bucks of silver wiring inside. So even though this is technically like $100 mic, once they put my ribbon in it, we usually about 250 for me to upgrade it, and then add on about 150 bucks of silver inside, and that's how I arrived at that price. I did buy that silver, it wasn't given to me, but I bought it a long time ago when probably the rate of that silver was less than it is right now. So I think silver's gone up. So yeah, it's old stock silver from probably um, the airline industry, probably either something with military or jets. It was high grade aluminum, silver wiring that I believe came out of like airplanes or something like that. So anyways, this is still up for sale. And lastly, if you're catching this, I'll always do the pimp on what to do here besides the Cascades. These are MXL R144s. These are brand new mics you can buy right now at Sweetwater. They are 99 bucks. And as you can tell, it is a doppelganger of my other one. So obviously I've put automotive cool green on this one, but technically it's the same mic, and this is my donor body then for upgrading. So what you do is you contact me through I left my email in the description. And what you do is you contact me, say, hey, Manny, I want to grab one. You get my P.O. box. You buy this from Sweetwater. And you can buy this from anywhere. If you're out of the United States, it doesn't matter. They will ship it to me for free. And then once I get it back, I'll upgrade it for 250 bucks. But that 250 also covers me sending it back to you in the U.S. for free. I insure the microphone for 100 bucks, and I insure 250. Most people do 2. I recommend doing a pair, but whatever the scenario is, I'll insure you for everything that you paid in this, and then I'll send this back to you. Now, if you don't live in the United States, it's usually between 60 and 80 bucks extra for covering that. And then once again, I'll still pack these up, do hopefully 2 of them for you. But these are MXL 144s that people buy now. Now, the reason I say get these, it's just a little bit kind of like a one-stop shop, because when you get these mics, you have to search for them and find them. These are brand new mics you can buy. This one is still in the wrapper. I need to upgrade it. So I have maybe 6 of these to finish up of these MXLs that people have gotten for me. And I will be definitely putting those in the mail. So back to what's at hand is this Cascade. These are, I think, some of the greatest Lollipop ribbon mics you can get. I do mention about getting Nady RSM 4s. Where's my little am I blind? Where is it at? I have a little stand. There it is. I think Lollipops are some of the best ones. Now, what I like about the MXLs is they have a massive big cage as well. I think these are a factor. When I see ribbon mics that are figure 8 that have smaller cages, they usually have kind of more of a tighter sound. I do like traditional sounding ribbons. These could sound like, you would use them for drum overheads, getting really natural sounding room sounds. You can put these on guitars. I would use a pop filter with this, but super, super great mic. So, and also the difference, they don't make Cascades anymore. I think the owner passed away and the family took over, and it's called Pinnacle. But also, if you look at Golden Age, they have, I mean, I think these are all bought from the same Chinese factory, and they all come with a transducer that looks just like this. I mean, every mic I've almost showed you has something like this, except for um, the this one right here. This one has one of my favorite larger ribbon. It's like an hourglass shape. These are beautiful. That's what's in R84s, and I think one of the greatest mics on earth, the AEA R88. So, but these are what most mics come with, and that's inside right here. These are Chinese. These are Chinese. But what I do like about this is the build. They're not made. It doesn't feel cheap, and I like the design. I love the Lollipop design. So yeah, Nady RSM4s, Nady RSM5s are shaped more like an egg, but the Cascades are badass. And if you get a Pinnacle, it all falls under the same thing. Now the difference with all these, actually not the difference, but the same thing about all these mics is most of the time they still have a Chinese ribbon in them, which are just kind of useless. I don't like the cut. I don't like the corrugation. I don't like the choice of ribbon. But once you put a nice ribbon in that, which I do more of a resilient, stronger ribbon, that's something that would come out of a Royer. And it has a little bit more teeth, more mids and highs, more durability. You can get more out of it. So that's what I'm putting inside this microphone. But first, I got to shut the fuck up and get inside this microphone. What do you think about that? I already said the F word. Sometimes you just can't avoid it. So I've done a bunch of these, and like I said, I just did the brother to this one, or the sister, because there was a pair sent to me. So this is the second one of the pair. And actually, does that complete the list? Yeah. This will be the last one for Chaz out of New York or East Coast, upstate maybe. Once this one's done, his batch of mics will be done, because I did an R80. I did the other one that was like this, and I did his Golden Age. He sent me out 4. And gratefully, it came from this YouTube. I believe that's how it came. And Paul too, man. I mean, it's so crazy that I can connect with Paul. Paul's in Europe or England, UK. I gotta get my politically correct origins. What's all of them? Feels like a strong magnet. And when I always do these, I have to, or I like to remove the screens, but it also, for whatever reasons, the tape they use in these screens is not that good, and after time, really easy, depending on where you are. If you're in Florida, this tape, which is not even really that sticky anymore, will fail, and you'll start to have a loose screen in your microphone. So what I do is I just, out of the gate, I'm going to replace all these, not the screen, but the tape. Yeah, there's enough that tape. Felt like I was, the whatever the glue is or the adhesive, it's already like pretty much done. Okie dokie. Once you remove these screws, these particular fatheads that he has have really massively strong magnets, and the gaps are so fucking huge. These are great fucking mic. This is a great mic to upgrade. If anyone has a fathead out there, please contact me. Once again, these are probably the most expensive of the kind of lower cost ribbon mics, but they sound incredible once you put a nice ribbon in it. And that's the whole factor, is like, that's the difference between AA, Royer, Bayer. It's the ribbon. I mean, a better ribbon, yeah, you can say transformers, but ribbon mics are just kind of caveman. It's just a ribbon made out of aluminum, 2 magnets or 1 magnet or 4 magnets, and a transformer. Come on, flipper. You are not coming out. I'll get it out. And that's it. And I really believe the ribbons have a lot to do with it. Now, AEA, a long time ago, I think West Dooley had probably the last of all the old stock aluminum. And the aluminum, I believe, is different. That was in these microphones than what they have now. Better or for worse, there's a sound. So AEA for the longest time, as they would redo mics, probably at one time they thought they had enough to last them a long time. I think they've ran out of that old stock aluminum. I can't tell you totally what the difference is, except if you do have an old mic and you're gonna maybe have work done on it, sometimes those ribbons are just laxed and you can get them retightened up, and they're worth saving if you can. I did a mic from the 1940s. Holy shit, I can't even get that out. Wow, that thing fucking is so tight there. I just want to make sure that happens. So, make sure I got all 4 screws. Yep, I got all 4. So I have to get this out because I have to get to the back. That's why I opened it. So, we're going to remove this screen. I'm going to work on it without this screen in case drops or something. I just don't like, it's gonna be really difficult to work on it. If the screw falls through, I want to be able to catch it, not have to open up the mic again and rip off this. So this is, and once again, it's not even really sticky anymore. It's just nothing. So that's why we're replacing it, because once I do this mic, it should be good for a little bit. You know what I'm sharing? You catch my drift? You capiche? Done. What they call blumline, or that technique is, I mean, I just, when you use an RD8, you just kind of go, holy fuck, what is this? It just sounds incredible. I will say I don't have one. I plan to get a passive one that is on my list for Santa. They're still expensive. You can find them on the used market between 16 and 18, all the way up to about 2100, and those are for the passive ones. I'm not a fan of their active mics, the 22 or the N8, and I'm not, if that has anything to do with the R88, I'm not even, the first one I ever did was the passive version of it, and it was fucking unreal. Okay, so we've done that. We can look at the ribbon inside. Definitely a little bit malnourished. I will definitely put in a better ribbon than that. And we're gonna get started. You know, I'm assigning mine. Any day, motherfucker. All right. Let's lock that in. Just do a little quick little ditty on this. I always check these, but no. So funny, whenever I need to find a Phillips, all I grab is flatheads. And then whenever I need to find a flathead, all I grab is Phillips. It just ain't fucking working out. You know what I'm saying? I'll figure it out later. So we're going to replace this ribbon, and then once we get this ribbon, we're going to retape the screens on both sides. I'm gonna measure out the gap. That's always interesting. The last one he had, which was fucking crazy, was almost 6.5 millimeters, and that is actually more than a Coles ribbon mic. So I was really shocked. I mean, I've done these mics before. I don't know why now the gap surprises me. I'm not sure. I don't know if I've ever seen these fatheads with the biggest gaps in them, which is the thickness of the ribbon. Now, there's about a millimeter off there. I mean, there's so much room in this. You can see my hand. So I'm going to try to fill up that gap with ribbon, get a higher output, like 2 to 3 dBs of sound. I should get through that. That little screw did a little something on me. I think it flew underneath it and stuck to the magnet, probably. Well, that's not a good sign that that ribbon came out. Oh, shit. That came off. All right. I see what's going on here. We got a little something. I don't know why that ribbon tore out, but I guess let's see what this ribbon's about. How does it feel? That's good. I'm sure it's good aluminum, but it's probably 1.8. And once again, a better corrugation makes all the difference. You know, between a $1,400 microphone and a $99 microphone, massive difference. All right. And we did lose a little screw in there, or that little plate. There it is. I see you, motherfucker. Here, let's get that bad boy out of there. That's why I just removed that screen to avoid that. Now that is a problem, but we will fix that in a second. Let's do this plate. Once again, these mics are a little bit older. The glues are dried up. That should have been glued in there, and I'll glue it back. And then the tape is almost useless. So whenever you get these, if you've had it for 10 years or 15 years and you've used it all the time, all these little things that I'm kind of resetting in it make the mic pretty much brand new. And then because I put a killer ribbon in them, makes them even more outstanding. I mean, if you get one of these ribbons done, I really think you're going to get lucky. You know what I'm trying, man? You'll see. You'll be at a club and someone will ask you, you have a Cascade? Oh shit, I heard those have massive gaps. And you're like, yeah, got 2 of them. You know, wow, how do you feel? I don't know. I feel great. Girlfriends. Yeah, you know, as soon as they find out I've got 2 Cascades, they're like all over me. So I just don't talk about it too much. I don't want to trip people out. I want people to like me for me, not my fucking Cascades. You know what I'm saying? So let's get that one sorted first. They're both done. Because I'm fucking crazy. I want to be able to make sure these holes are lined up. Shit. Easy. these lined up with the holes. Just want them to not come undone when I put on the This is exciting. That red wire is the positive, which is this positive, and this will be negative. The ground is on the opposite side where it's grounded to this, which when this goes negative, and that is positive, and that's how a ribbon works. Some crazy black magic shit, I don't know. Once again, if you're on here, if you could give me a like, give me a follow, and even cooler, you could become a member. I have 5 members, and when I release videos, I could just give them exclusive views of it, or I have a few things coming up that I'm going to want to ask for some people's opinions, and I will need my homies to give me some feedback. All right, so I think we're good with that. The reason I have to wait a little bit because I'm going to put alcohol in there, and I don't want the alcohol to just kind of make those not stick. We need to figure out the gap, but first of all, I'm going to get some Pellegrino. It's not spiked. I'm just going to take a straight up shot, but I got one more drink from my favorite cane sugar black cherry soda. My God, so good. That's crazy good. Now I had one that was for me technically. So a really cool band came up from San Diego today. They took the train. I picked them up at the train station and they came in and did a little studio tour, talked about a record, possibly recording with them in October. I asked them if he wanted a soda, and I gave up my stash for the kids. And they were initially like, oh, yeah, okay. And then I gave them the soda and like, oh, shit, what is this? Everyone always does that when they drink that. It's like, what is this? Man, it's just old school soda pop. All right, Paul. If you're still with me, what do we got on the gap? The last gap I did, I think it was 5.30 for the other one. You could say the brother or the sister of this mic, because it was a pair. So I'm gonna measure the gap. Paul, if you're still with me, let me know what you think. Anybody else want to give a gap? And that's in millimeters. That's the space between the magnets. Like R144s are between 490 and 5.5. Oh shit! You know, Paul, I was wrong. This other fathead was 6.30. 6.30, 6 millimeters plus. I'll give you one more chance to make another guess because I don't think the 5 is gonna work, mine. Maybe it will. I could be wrong. Maybe that was just a special mic that was almost 6 millimeters. All right, here we go. See what we got. I'm sure we got one. Wow. 614. Holy shit. 614. Damn. 30. The other one was 630. So maybe that's right. 630 on the top. Holy shit. That's massive. 630 gap is the same size of a Coles. So it makes me think that that cat that made these was like, yeah, we're going to make these gap as big as Coles. And it fucking is true. There's not another ribbon mic out there you can get a 630 gap without getting a Coles. And I think Stagers are like 7 or 8 millimeters, which are fucking massive. So yeah, I'm impressed. I may have to go on the hunt for a few of these fatheads to see the serial number on this is 15069. What is the other one? So this one's 15069, 15068. Oh shit, they're just one apart. Yeah, they both have massive gaps. So we'll make a note. We'll look for 15067 or 66. And that should lead us down the road to a wicked donor mic to work on. Holy cows, that's fucking so exciting. This is a massive ribbon. So now we need to cut the ribbon, which I'm gonna make a little bit of room here. You know what I'm saying? And I think I've got a little bit in this one. I think this will be possible. Okay, we're gonna do this one. Can put a little happy mountain right there. Put a little river going right there. Maybe a happy bird over here. Just a little happy bush right here. Do a little shade on that mountain. Put a little happy sunshine. Oh man, let's see what we got. It's weird, I have to get this just right, the way I like it. I get all weird and I feel like when I cut it with the razor blade, something's gonna happen. So let me make sure that's straight. Okay, before we cut it, we need to measure it. We need to put this tool right here and this right here. I know, right? You know it. You know it. You get it. Got. Back. Love it. We're doing the Cascade today. The second one from Mr. Chaz out of the East Coast. Great microphone. I'm really impressed with the gaps in these mics. What am I doing? What am I doing? cut this. Ribbon out of that one. To do our corrugation. Don't fuck up the ribbon. Oh, come on now. Hey. Easier. Make it easy for Daddy today. I think I'm gonna do another one tonight. Got some MXLs I've got to get in the post office tomorrow, and I want to catch up on some of those. I mean, so far so good with this one. I'm looking for, what am I doing here? I may want to, yeah, I think I'm gonna do an MXL tonight. I think after I've gone through this last one, so I did a Golden Age, I did the R80, and then he had 2 Lollipops, yes? I've got to do one of Paul's 160. Maybe I'll do that later. I'm not sure. That one's going to be difficult. I think I may need to do that one in the morning, not really at nighttime. That just requires more brain power. All right, that paper's done. Oh, it's never fucking just... Come on, don't give me a hard time. I'm talking to the ribbon. Going. Thank you, ribbon gods. Holy cow. And then, like always, we have to stretch the ribbon. Did you go check out, try to get those R80s? They're in, Why am I having a space? It has two of them. And near Al Mirage, I think. He has two R80s. Holy cows, didn't break in half. Thank you. To do it, it's really tight, and then suddenly it's like, whoa, and it like totally lets go of the tension, and that's when it's like, okay, I see what you're doing. You're good. To drop that motherfucker in, as they say in France. Look. No good. Second. Okay, let's do it. We're going to install the ribbon into this fathead. It has a massive gap of 6+ millimeters, which is next to Cole's, what you would want. Exciting to know that these fatheads were made that way. I've seen some that aren't as that large. I don't know if the new pinnacles are. It'd be interesting to see online what the pinnacles, if they give their dimensions of everything, will that be a gap of plus 6 millimeters? I don't know. I don't know, mine. I gotta flip it the other way around. I like that. Oh. Oh, my phone's giving me a warning, low battery. You know what happens with Manny? Hold on a second. Okay. Need a little bit of straightening out here. I do like the way that ribbon has potential. Pretty good. Let me check it up in the light to make sure it's in the middle. That looks good. If they can both just stay like that, that would be amazing. Amazing. Okay. My studio's starting to cook a little bit. all the AC's off so I can keep my schnizzle my nizzle in order. Where are my tweezers? My favorite tweezers, where are you? Fucking shit. Oh boy. I moved. Ah. I'm not gonna do it all the way. This is fucking crooked. Jesus. Son of a bitch. Good. 6.5 is pretty massive. A new thing I learned. I will say that is a good thing. That is something rad to know that they put large large caps in those mics, but doesn't still stop the fact that they don't have good corrugation. They're good. They get the job done, but a better cut ribbon makes all the difference. I'm just sharing. It's just business. Hell, I don't care. I like them. They're one of my favorite Lollipop, so if you tell me to go to hell, it's not going to change that I say your mics are still good. They just got to get a better ribbon. If you correct that little thing, I've got nothing more to say. You may have the ultimate ribbon fucking microphone. AEA does. Matter of fact, in my books, I think they got the R88, the KU. I mean, AEA is just, they got a list. They got some great fucking mics. Same with Bayer. Same with Royer. Thanks, Paul, for sharing that. Right. Please don't tear. There you go. Holy cows. That's a little nerve-wracking. I'm quiet. You know what it means. I'm tripping balls. My mind's going, don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. Okay. Well, that looks great. I'm happy with that. Nice to find out something new. That 6.5 millimeter ribbon, which is crazy. Motherfucking crazy. But what they don't tell you, that ribbon is not that. Thank you, man. Thanks for saying hey. I appreciate that. The absurdist. And if anybody wants to become a member, like I mentioned, I have some really cool stuff I'm going to share soon. I used to do that a few months back. I only had I think I had one member, so I would release a video and say, okay, you can see it early. And then, no one would ever watch it. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just release it. But I think we got a tight crew about quality versus quantity. If you want to become a member, you can sign up. You can follow me. And then if you're a member and I release a video, I have a selection that I can hit for members only. I even go live. I know everybody is everywhere. I have some people in England. We have locally. I'll try to pick a universal time that hopefully can catch people or give you a heads up. Maybe they let you do little postings. So I may say going live, Thursday, da 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 da. I think I can do that. All right. So now we need to do the tape back on the front and the back. And then once we secure the tape, we are pretty much good to go. Almost the time where I've got to go pick up my wife. So this is my early in the morning. I came in, I had to meet a band. I had to do an MXL for a homie. And then I'm going to decide on tonight if I'm going to do an MXL. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to do maybe an MXL. I mean, I have some I've got to get out. So I'm also trying to be productive to not take a long time. And so far, I'm almost meeting the needs. I think I can. It's just hard between my schedule at my studio, working. No complaints. I am appreciative of everyone that has me doing their mics, and I'm doing my best to get them out in a timely fashion. And also, most importantly, that they're done well. I don't let anything go out without me testing it, without me checking it. If I don't like it, sometimes I have to do it again, and that's okay. You cannot get into this world of doing ribbons and think that every ribbon you do is just going to work out. It's such a physical thing of a lot of different factors on having a ribbon mic sound good. Not only is it cosmetically, but then it has to sound good. If it doesn't sound good, you have to redo it again. You know what I'm trying? These magnets, I mean, man, I've not run into a Cascade that has such strong magnets. These two are just fucking brutal, but that's good. Got a good batch. Chaz got a good, strong magnet. All the mics that I'll be making are going to be handmade by me. Well, I should say I'm not doing some of the metal work for obvious reasons, but yes, everything will be made in Southern California, I believe, from Orange County up to the valley. And the only thing that I have to wait to see is we're having possibly the Transformers made in California, which would be super sick. But if that falls through, we would then have to go back to maybe using Lendau's or something. I'm not sure yet on that. So I think to the most part, all the metalworks and everything that's going to be done will be done here. And the only things that will not be done in California for obvious reasons, if I can source out the magnets in the United States, I will. But right now, these strong magnets, the neodymium, I believe they all come from China. I don't think there's any way to avoid that. Now, I am going to make some alnico magnets. I think that has the potential to get those sourced out in not California, but somewhere back east. A friend of mine told me there's a company that makes sick fucking magnets, kind of like old school, and I've got to figure that out. We'll see what happens. I'm not too worried about the transformers. My main concern is to get the mic like 90%, whatever I can get done, made in California. And right now, for all the prototype parts that we're doing, it's all Southern California. Nothing's out of the state. Only the magnets that we're using right now I had gotten from China. And I don't know what the alternative is, but it will be all made in California. I will be assembling it and tuning it myself. There's no transducers that are going to be flown in from China as is, and I'm going to install them in the mic. No fucking way. After you see me do all this shit, they're going to be installed by me, tuned by me, made sure that they sound fucking sick. And I have to give them to a bunch of people that are going to, be brutally honest with me. So I need to, make sure that I really dot my I's and cross my T's. I am going to give it to people that are going to test it for me, and I need them to be honest with me. I'd rather have them be brutally honest, because if a stranger gets it, I got to make sure that whoever gets it, they get. Now, the truth is, it's like asking someone, I hate the Beatles, I love the Rolling Stones. Everybody has opinion. So the style of ribbon that I'll be making may not be a stylistically favorite of a lot of people. So then you're going to get that conversation. That looks beautiful. Wow. Hoochie poochie. I'll be honest with you, man. Thank you for the question, Jason. It's a lot, dude. I'm Royers are made here in Southern California. AEA are made here. I don't think Royer farms anything out. I'm not sure what AEA has a lot of new products that I don't know if they're able to do that all in house, or are they farming some things out. But I don't want to farm anything out. I want to have it all made here, and I'm planning on that. The cost is fucking brutal. The mic I'm making will be a one of a kind, which I don't think in the whole world of all the world of microphones, ribbon, tube, whatever. When this mic gets released, I'm going to get ripped off because people are going to copy it. So I can say I have a 100% sick design. And once you see the microphone, you'll understand why it's made in California. And it's going to be handmade, tuned, and assembled by me. But the final cost right now is pretty brutal for me to get my first 10, and then I'm making 100. So when these 100 mics come out, a lot is going to have to do with, because it's made in California, and I've been a little bit stubborn about that. I don't know what to say about that, except whatever the price will have to be made affordable for me to be able to sell the mic and make the mic. And because of 3 different types of technologies, I think, to finish my mic, it's a lot. For me to get 3 prototypes is going to be almost $10,000 for me to have that tooled up. And that is even the cost of, once you get those 10 done, then you have to mass produce them. Not mass, but I'm going to make them in quantities, either 50, I think we have to get 100. So it's $10,000 for me to get just 3 prototypes. I'll test them. If they pass what I think, then we go forward with all the rest of the parts, and then the mic can be made. And at that point, we'll see. But like I said, I'm not making a cheap fucking mic. I'm making a mic that I love, that's going to sound good, and it's going to be a fucking amazing ribbon mic. that kind of pressure on myself, and I'm not rich, is going to be something that I don't know if I'm ready yet to compromise having anything built out of Southern California just to save, you know, $1,000, not in the cost of the mic, but just on my end, 1,000 for having it made. I'd rather have it made quality wise. Holy cows. Okay, let's tag this motherfucker. Tooling is what costs the most money. Everything that we have to get made has to have a tooling and a die made for it. And that is just fucking a lot of money. And I have like, there's probably 15 different things that need to be done on this. Let me check out my horn. Yeah, but that's what I did. I knew I had it on the back. Birds here. See two little happy birds above the happy tree. One put a little happy river going there. There it is. No, that's not right. That's not a happy river. This is going to be more of a happy river in a tree. There you go. Gonna be a little shade on the mountains right there. A little happy blue sky. The little birdie's happy to land on that tree. Take a shit on that little squirrel trying to eat him. You know what I'm saying? All right. Chaz, there you are. There is a pair of wicked, huge capped Cascades. If someone in there is still interested, we got the big boy Cascade that I did last week. Look at that ribbon, it's massive. This one's $450. I'll cover insurance and shipping US only. And if it's not, probably gonna be about 60 to 80 more. These are a customer's. So these are not for sale. And then I have, last but not least, pure silver wiring, R40. This gap in this one is almost 5.5 millimeters, which is nice. Beautifully done, sonically smoother than fucking, I can't imagine how smooth that mic is. So there it is, that's today. Oh my God. We did it. I'm out. I gotta go pick up my wife. I'll see if I get back later on today. Please add me, please subscribe, and if you want to become one of my homies, you can sign up and get my videos before anyone sees them. And I do say I have a few things that are really cool, and I'll definitely share you when I can my new mic once I can even show it to anyone. And I'll just show that to the group of people that have signed up and are members at the Manny's Mic Locker. But thank you all. If you want to, you can also, don't want to do that, you can buy me a coffee and thanks. Even better, maybe pick up one of the MXLs, or if you have any donor bodies, a Nady, RSM4, RSM5, any of the Fatheads, you know, just write me and inquire with me what you have. The only mics I don't do, because they're a fucking nightmare, are Shure ribbon mics. I can't stand those old mics. I don't think they sound that good, and they're just a fucking nightmare to open them up. So I'm going to avoid those, but the hardest mics to do are fucking Coles. And even though it's coming out of my mouth, if you have a blown Coles, I can help you. All right, everyone. Talk to you soon. Thanks for everyone for checking in. You are appreciated.